Even the act of doing this is, on the one hand, optimistic, and on the other, I guess you could call it arrogant. Yeah, we're all here and, we're all happy, but each of us, we know that we haven't really done anything yet, so what exactly are we preserving? My name is Alex Amancio. I am the creator and director, and I also head out Studio Ellipsis here in Lisbon, Portugal.
I grew up in the north, and early in my career I came to Lisbon, the big city, to work in tech. But I always wanted to make games, and that meant going somewhere else.
The cool thing about Portugal is that, yeah, sure, there are tourists coming through with cruise ships and whatnot, but it still feels lost and forgotten. And I think there's so much history here, but people don't talk about it.
When I was back in Montreal, there was this incredible mix of talent and culture. There was the French Québécois, there was Anglophone Quebecers, you had French people coming in, you had Americans, you had all these other Europeans, and this really created a kind of a natural alchemy. And this is really what originally attracted me to Lisbon. I find this same cultural alchemy here. But the difference is in Montreal, there was this massive pool of talent. So as productions shifted, they kind of grew and expanded and shipped. People shifted around from one studio to another, and it was just kind of this perpetual motion machine. Obviously here in Lisbon, it's a bit different. I mean, if we sync, it's not like people can just turn around and find another job.
To the one who see beyond.
You don't just play games, you explore universes.
You don't just read stories, you live them.
In a world of boundaries, you see gateways.
Where others find endings, you imagine beginnings.
You know that a single idea can birth 1,000 worlds.
That every story is a universe waiting to unfold.
Your imagination knows no platform, no medium, no limit.
It leaps from page to screen.
From pixel to reality.
You are the heroes of unwritten epics.
The cartographers of uncharted dreams.
Join us.
Where imagination isn't just a game, it's a way of life.
One thing that is different about Ellipsis, in many ways, Studio Ellipsis is a narrative-driven studio, but the industry, the game industry, is not really narratively driven. So for us, like, we feel there is a chip on our shoulder that we are just saying, okay, just let us drive for a minute and we're gonna show you how to make it.
I think that for a lot of the team, Ellipsis is exactly the kind of studio that they would have started had they gotten the chance to start a studio.
Ellipsis essentially started when Alex, for his sins, got approved some headcount for a new team, and I happened to be in the neighborhood. I'd been in China making mobile games for many years, and all of a sudden we're talking console, we're talking transmedia, different world.
The history of horror games is a history of running away from something rather than running towards it. Like Pac-Man is a horror game.
There are several games that define multiplayer competitive part of the horror genre. Among them are Left 4 Dead and Hunt Showdown. For more deeper story, unique personal experience, there are Alone in the Dark, Resident Evil, or Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 actually can be considered as the game adaptation of Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky, which I'm a good fan of, both Dostoevsky and Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, definitely I played games because they were scary, and being scared was always like a way to test myself and to find out who I really was. And yeah, Mario Kart can really give you that.
The market is in a place where it's hard to take risks. You need to know what your people want to feel, and you need to try to communicate that as clearly as you can. So sure, horror is a crutch, but there is a purity to it.
Fear is probably our oldest emotion. You don't learn fear. We come into this world with it already mapped into our brains. Almost everyone has a ghost story or an experience that they don't know how to explain.
Our first title is a horror game, and I think that's going to surprise a lot of people in the industry. The first surprise is that a relatively small team in a relatively little or unknown place are building such an ambitious project. The second surprise is that I guess it's how meticulous the team is being with the source material. Although this is definitely an original concept, it is based on very old legacy and very old mythology. And I mean, most stories today are based on much older stories. And all we remember is either the latest iteration or the most famous one. I mean, Bram Stoker didn't invent the vampire, and Mary Shelley certainly didn't invent resurrection.
For me, it's less about what the game feels like and more about how the team feels right now. It's new, but it's comfortable. Everyone is working in a very mature way, and everyone is really bringing out the best out of each other. It's exciting.
Truth is, we are kind of like wagering all our future in this and in the unknown, completely unknown. We don't know what's going to happen after, but yeah. So it's a bit scary, kind of like it's almost like a leap of faith.
We're Studio Ellipsis, and this is where our story begins.